Alright, in this video we will talk about an industrial example of conveyor control. If you see in my screen, we have this conveyor, and this is a 4-meter conveyor which has a panel to control its operation, for example speed, forward reverse direction, and on-off control. And we have some boxes coming on the pallet on this conveyor. So we would like to monitor the process happening in this application. For example, if you see what we can monitor in our SCADA screen from this conveyor example, we can monitor if the conveyor is on and off, which we can see in the panel here, but we can also see in the SCADA screen. We can also see what is the speed of the conveyor. We can also see the direction of the conveyor, and we can see how much time the box is on this conveyor, because we have these two sensors to monitor the time. So if I show you the PLC program, there are many parameters, and if you want to know how to program this is already explained in one of my course, Learn PLC Siemens Advanced, where I've explained this programming. I have done this for you. So you can see in this DB we have various parameters coming. We have some status in the Boolean, we have status of speed in the real format, and then you have output speed also in the real format. And then if you see, we have some error time. Here we have some error times as well. So there are different parameters which we can monitor. You can see that there's a time in our SCADA screen, and how we can use a database. In this case, we will see that. So this is a very simple process. So once you understood what I'm doing here, you can also implement this in your process, because you need to understand the fundamentals, and you can duplicate the ideas in your projects. So let's open the SCADA screen. So here I have the first tag, which I have explained before, that the Siemens PLC is connected. Okay, this is the IP address. Now what we can show here, the first thing we can show here is the operation. So I will take a label here, and I will zoom it a little bit, and I will type here, sometimes it doesn't work, operation. This is the operation mode, if the conveyor is running or if it's stopped. Okay, we can see the operation that I would like to see. Okay, there's something wrong with the N. Okay, that's fine. That I would like to see similarly in a multi-state indicator. So I can take this indicator and I can show if the conveyor is on or if it is off. So here is the off status. In the auto, I will change that to on, and the green is okay. So we have two status, on and off, and this is the operation. Similarly, I would like to copy paste these two, and I can show the direction. And if you notice here in my PLC program, in the drivers, we have forward and reverse. Okay, if the forward is on, it means motor is running, and if the reverse is on, it means motor is running and it's going in reverse. So we don't have on-off status, we just have forward and reverse. So we need to do a little bit of programming in our PLC to get the tag. So here I will open this again. This is the direction, copy, paste. Okay, so direction, we can see if it is forward or if it is reverse. We are just monitoring these values. Okay, so the operation, we have direction, and what else we can do? We can monitor the current speed of the conveyor. So for the speed, I can take some meter, which will look really nice. So we have this meter, we'll put this here, and that will be the speed. So it's speed. So the speed parameter, we are getting it here. This is the speed output 10.0. We can get the speed in percentage. So I can write here speed in percentage. From 0 to 100 we can display the speed of motor. Okay, you can realign this later. We can realign this later so that it looks a little bit beautiful. And then we have what we have. We can also show the ampere of your motor, like how much is the current taken by a motor, but I can't show you here because this is a factory environment. But if you are using a real variable frequency drive, you can show the current of motor. Okay, that is also a good parameter to show in the SCADA screen, but anyways, we don't have that, so we will not do that. So these are the basic parameters, and these are the operational parameters which you directly get from the devices. Okay, you don't do any computing in this one, so we don't have any analytics from these parameters. These are just the static parameters: on, off, direction control, and what is the speed of motor or speed of conveyor. What would be the more interesting thing is if we show some analytics. Okay, so what could be the analytics? So let me just type analytics here. Maybe we can show it here. So I will write analytics. Analytics means we need some meaningful information so that we can make some decision. Okay, maybe. So let's see the first analytics we can do. We can do with the speed of conveyor. So copy paste. Now you know that I am just getting speed of conveyor in my PLC. I'm not getting any other analytics. So what I will do is, well, let me write speed of conveyor instead. Copy paste. So I will put the speed of conveyor in my database, and in the database I will do some analytics, which I will show you later. So in the analytics I would like to take an easy chart, and in this easy chart I would like to show different values. I would like to show the lowest speed, the maximum speed, and the average speed. These are the values I want to show here. So maybe if I just write in the text, lowest, average, and maximum, we would like to show here. Okay, and what else we can show? We can show about the time travel of the box, for example, for how much time the box was in the conveyor, on the conveyor. Because if this is the fastest speed right now, if I reduce the speed, the box will be for more time on the conveyor. That we can relate depending upon the speed of the conveyor. Okay, and we have this parameter coming here. This is the time which is being recorded. Okay, so we will read this time and put it in the database, and then we will make some analytics. Okay, so for that we go back to the SCADA screen. We can take a bar chart. That's a different way to represent it. And we can represent lowest, maximum, and the average, or the current as well. For the current speed, current time, which is keep changing, I would like to show maybe like this. This would be travel time of box on conveyor. We can write like this. Travel time of box on conveyor. Travel time. Okay, so this will be the time. This is the current time. We will record these values and find out the lowest, maximum, and average. So similarly, travel time of box, travel time of box. So we have two good analytics here. Let me just put this a little bit above here, this one here. So we can show some analytics, and then we can also do is we can take a pie chart, and I would like to show you. Let me just make it a little bit smaller. It doesn't look nice. Okay, this is part of this. What I would also like to show is the number of boxes, analytics of the number of boxes. We can see if our boxes, how many boxes were small, how many were large, and how many were medium. So right here, height of boxes. No, copy. Okay, which is large, medium, and small. So we have three types of boxes here. So we can show in the pie chart how many large boxes were there, how many percentage of small, and how many percentage of medium. So this is the idea of our screen which we are going to develop for our industrial example of conveyor. All right. So in the next video, I'm going to start with the PLC tagging. Which are the PLC tags which we need and how we can use that to show the value here. All right. So I'll see you in the next video.